they have like what 33 games or something played under their belt, but I haven't gotten to actually watch the games. I think I only watched the one where they were having a lot of trouble versus Viking, I believe it was, where they got 3-0'd. But besides that, I haven't seen too much of this team, so I'm definitely looking forward to see what they're able to do at this draft. As it's, you know, they're playing. They early drafted the Visage for 33.
I did. Second pick.
Yeah. So I want to see what their idea with it is. If they're gonna do some type of like tri-lane here at the start and then swap stuff up, or what the whole concept is. Because I think the only times I've seen Visage lately, except for like pubs, you know, I've seen it in off lane, but in officials, I think I've only seen it mid.
Yeah, we'll see what 33 does with it. I mean, definitely, for as far as I can remember, you know, this is a hero that 33, he's loved to pull this out all over the, you know, the different teams that he's been on, different positions. This is a very 33 hero, not just only in the pro games, but in his pubs as well. There's been patches where you'll find him playing this hero. So if anyone's going to know how to play it in this day and age, 33 is definitely going to be one of the men to look towards.
Yeah, he's the micro guy.
He was able to pull out.
You know, he likes playing those heroes.
And then, I mean, looking at some of these matchups, I mean, we sort of heard the panel discuss it, talking about how things are going to play out with the Bristle and the Sven. I mean, do you sort of look at this Bristle and say that this game is going to be a match where Boxi is going to become unkillable, or do you consider some of the heroes in Mudgolem to be pretty good at dealing with the Bristle?
I think the Sven can get to a point, but I do think that what Liquid wants to do is try to apply the pressure. I think that they want to play pretty aggro, and the way that I've seen them play with the Bristleback is exactly that. Like, they always go for the Goob very early, they go for the Quill, and they just try to get these kills to stop here. And yeah, I think they're actually going to get botted here.
Yeah, they should have this here. And one more stun will hold him back, but those goose stacks and having the point in the telekinesis to secure the first blood. We'll do exactly that. Tiger's going to be the one to get the last hit. Playing first blood. Will be that little bit of a sigh of relief maybe from Skeeter there, as he does know that there's not going to be any Fade Bolt at level 1 against him for the first few waves.
Yeah, they still have a very strong lane with the Enchantress down there. You see the idea that Liquid wanted to have. This is what they wanted. They wanted to have like some kill, some like just messing up the lanes and just getting the read first, so that they can block the camp and just make sure that this Enchantress doesn't get creeps. They get up Boxi to set up to a very nicely set up start here.
Looking at the mid lane match a bit more, what would you sort of expect between this Invoker and the Storm? I mean, I feel like the Storm's just going to get a little bit more out of the laning stage, right? Pushing it in, utilizing the camps. I mean, Byron here, what sort of game is he looking to play as the Invoker this time? Is he going to be moving around the map, getting like the Urn, the Vessel? Like, what's his job this game?
Yeah, it looks really nice. I don't know if you commit ever for the full Vessel anymore. I think the Urn still always has its merits, but you're playing versus CK and Bristleback. Quaswex has so much value here. These heroes just... They struggle. They do struggle with mana at times. Bristleback usually can end up finding things to work with it, but CK is a hero that always is going to struggle with mana.
Now we'll see what sort of plays Bronny is going to be able to find, of course, down the line as well. Just having the buff up for the Sven. Yeah. Alacrity is going to do some great job.
I do want to see him...
Sort of the later parts.
I do want to see him get active, though, like you were saying, pretty early, because I like what QO was pointing out on the panel. It does feel like Liquid is a bit greedy with this one here. It does feel like, you know, CK, Storm, these heroes, you know, they do need a little bit of items to be able to make those same type of rotations. I do think that the Invoker can really set up his lanes for success. Great setup for the Lina and the Visage top, so...
Trying to do the best here at the moment. Milan and 33 to keep Miko pushed away. Of course, we'll have that Chaos Stroke to rely on a little bit. Not what it once was with the guaranteed procs. Top again. Milan and Tiger keeping one another away from the wave. As 33 is going to have it coming into a good position close towards his tower. Managed to make the small pull though, Tiger, so wave actually almost totally taken away from him. And Zelan, or he's going to be able to find the courier. But man doesn't go for it. He's actually just going to try for the kill. Tiger's getting very, very low here. A couple of hits away, but he's fine. Steps back, has the salve. He's good to go.
So hard to trade versus Alina. You know, Phoenix, not the best trader in general. Sure, with your Fire Spirits, it's decent, but Lina's literally the counter to you. With that Fiery Soul, as you see, he skills it even at level 2. Ninghe just connected that EMP on quick the mid.
Down bottom. How's the pressure looking on Skeeter early on? Well, yeah, not really there. As you said, the Enchantress just able to offer enough for Skeeter in the lanes, having the the extra help.
Radiant structures are
And the
fortified.
aggressive potential to really punch back at Boxi.
Yeah.
Boxi again, anytime he steps forward, a hefty bit of damage thrown out between the two of them. But try and finish this up as well, chasing Boxi down.
They got him.
They'll do it. that is the power. Fada definitely showing us how strong the Ench can be in the lane against the Bristle on the early levels. So,
Yeah.
great amount of damage harassed from that impetus.
Even when you don't have a side pull or anything like that, no creep. Insania's been body blocking it every single time. They just hit him a bunch. You know, that's Enchantress just does a lot of damage, and that's always something you can never write off. Ruins checked. See Milan goes top. Make sure that Koifa doesn't get that one as the Invoker picks bottom. Nicely set up there from Mudgolems, as I'm gonna say the wrong name of this team so many times.
Wait, what do you mean the wrong? How? It's literally a mud golem. What do you mean?
I know it's a mud, but like it's always when they don't have anything in front of their names. I have A mode, Boraninga, and then I have AAA, Fada, and Crazy Skinner. You know.
Don't run ahead.
Yeah, that is true. I've got a few different tags on it. Down pop. Boxi. And this time Insania is going to stick a little closer to make sure that Boxi doesn't go down yet again in this lane. Of course, once the levels do start to come in, it's going to be a lot harder for them to deal with the Bristle as such. Top lane.
Oh, look at this early
The
rotation.
chase here with that light strike and now with the follow-up, they might even be able to get the two of them. They do. Soul Assumption's there for 33. Very nice moves. I mean, again, just the setup from the light strike, Milena having that reach with the stun, and as you say, just a move that it didn't seem like Liquid were prepared for at all. They weren't ready for that on the top lane.
No, it seemed like they were almost going to get the kills even without the Boraninga rotation. He just
Yeah,
was
he
like,
sort of just turned up and was like, all right, I'm helping. Very nicely done there. As already early days, 5 minutes in, but it's a 1k lead and 3-1 here from Mudgolems. Very solid start against Liquid.
Yeah, I think whenever you can have like a hero like a Visage Lina lane work like this up top, it's very damn good. Cherry versus not the strongest lane, you know, it is a Phoenix CK, so it's kind of weak in some ways. You know, Phoenix can't really provide that type of real 5 position support there for a CK, but they're doing pretty good.
I mean, Boxi, he might just die if Fada. Impetus. Oh, it's close. Not quite enough though. But again, Fada's just doing so much again, taking that harpy, using the harass for the lightning. I mean, Boxi's just taking so much damage, and he's now sitting in this lane without any regen, so he has to be careful. He's got the bottle coming out in the courier, so he has managed to farm that up. So the bottle will be there for him, allowing that extra bit of heal and sustain to stay in this lane. But still, yeah, definitely not an easy time for him. He's still getting the farm. You know, Boxi's still great down here, but definitely no slowdown on the farming of this Sven. Skeeter's had a pretty open start down here.
Yeah, and I mean, Boxi, he still has to be very careful of just dying over and over again every time he steps up. Insania is in the area this time. But yeah, now that Fada is able to access those creeps, every single time he's just able to push them away and just get that Sven, that farm. Even gets a nice little D-ward. We did see Koifa, he was able to find himself a regen rune, so this could be the big thing that he's able to make work if he wants to help out his side lanes at all. He can farm with this one and then, of course, regen and TP to the side.
This time round, Liquid will be the ones to win the trade, and Boxi getting incredibly low.
So
Won't quite fall this time. Does still have to make the walk back to base though, so sure you get the kill on the Enchantress, but it's still a lot of time where Boxi's going to miss out a wave or so.
Yeah, Skitter's still very happy. Even when the Enchantress has died, now he's getting solo XP, he's already up to 6, so all's good in Sven world right now. Except that I don't think that he has any stacks. I know he has like 1 or 2 actually. They do have a hard camp stack up on that left side for him later on.
Yeah, nice little triple stack at least there. Going for him mid lane. Trying to set up on the Koifa with the cold snap, but not enough lockdown to keep him held in place. Also the EV over from Tiger in case Fada and Boraninga try to push any further. In fact, Koifa, he's going to look for the opportunity to turn, zip straight in onto Fada. We'll be able to blow up the Enchantress. The raindrop not enough to save Fada in that situation. It's 33. They can maybe go for Tiger, but the dive's available. Tiger's up to the high ground and he's away.
They really want to go for this tower here. Like just bringing these 3 heroes, just showing their faces.
Waiting for the 8-minute rune spot, making sure that Koifa doesn't get his hands on it, and they'll be able to do so again. So for the second time, Koifa just not able to find that bottle refill with the control that Mudgolem have maintained around the river. Insania's going to be here as well for the preparation for this push, but as it is, you know, Mudgolem, they've started to split back up.
Yeah.
And they're focusing elsewhere once again.
I was gonna say I don't think they can push the issue so much to try to go for this mid tower. You don't want to give Mickey free farm, and you want to get level 6. Like Visage, you become a completely different hero when you get that level 6. So yeah, 33 needs to move back up toward top, get that finished up so they can continue applying pressure. Because Liquid, you know, they're fine with this. They're just sitting back and farming. Koikva, he's a Storm Spirit. This is the best moment in the game for him right now, is where it's just slow, no pressure being applied. He's able to just jungle with his whole mana pool.
Yeah, well, when you sort of look at the cores from both teams, would you just sort of consider this a game where if it does fall back to AFK farming, Liquid's lineup's going to fare better as the game goes on?
You know, yeah, I would say that, yeah. Just because like the Phoenix applies and gives so much extra team fight, they just have all these little extra elements that really does bring it all together. Mudgolem still does have strong, you know, with the Sven and the Invoker and all that, but it's just really more difficult to land those.
And so he's going to head over and clean up these stacks. I'm just going to put him pretty close then to having the Midas done.
Yeah.
So on track to get a very good timing. Nice alignment to be found there as well. Broom handle for the Sven.
He's got a double stack too. 33 taps the experience, so now he's 6. He was a little scared of going top when Storm is off the map. This is the other thing that happens too. It's like Koikva, he's jungling this whole time, but it's actually like this pressure that he applies because he's just not showing himself. You know he's jungling, but you don't know what his mana pool is. You don't know anything.
He's at bottom. Fodder. Try and come into the lane for a bit of XP, but of course still at the level he is. Not much. It's all he can do to help himself against these two running him down.
Yep. You see Taiga is trying to set up some stacks there for the Bristle. It is blocked already, though, by Mudgolems. Both sides are taking their boxes.
Dire's top tower
Top lane.
is under attack.
33 in Milan. Looks like they're going to get away with this tier 1 tower. I mean, no indication of Liquid to try and bring in any sort of defense.
Are fortified.
I guess the same as we said down bottom, Boxi getting the space as well to put that pressure on. Still, Liquid just keeping Tiger sat behind Koikva, making sure that he's going to be okay if he does get jumped on. Still relatively hard for Mudgolem's lineup to ever jump the Storm. In terms of lockdown, it's going to be a light strike array coming out, you know, from out of vision. But other than that, Koikva, it is a pretty good Storm game, right?
Yeah, he just has to watch himself for like the little cold snap because it's instant. That little instant stun can always mess you up in some ways, but as long as he avoids those, he should have some clear gaming. And he's, like I said, he's just able to free farm. He's going to have Orchid at a very good timing, so he's going to be able to play around and maybe just kill the Invoker before he gets anything off in a lot of situations because of this farm. So I do feel like Liquid is very happy with this slowdown here, which is the slow game, because Mick is also going for the Midas. They're reading the game.
And at this rate, Koikva's going to have this window where his Orchid is going to be complete, but of course, Foreigner's Jewel Scepter is still going to be a 1,000 or so gold away. So definitely expect to see Koikva try and get active immediately on completion of that Orchid purchase.
Yeah, we're, you know, something we talked about a little bit earlier was like how Q was saying, you know, the Liquid side is a bit greedy, so whenever this kind of happens, like they're fine. Everyone just sits back, farms. You're playing versus a Sven who you know he's gonna have to farm. Also, Invoker, he went cost Wex, so it's just a bit of a difference. It's not like you're dealing with this like crazy cataclysm that's gonna come. He's 0-0-1. He's now looking to try to get a bit more involved, but has to cancel his TP anyway because they weren't gonna get that kill. And there's the Orchid. 11 minutes, 55 seconds.
All right, so as I say, well, when you're going this sort of build on Storm, this is where you immediately look to start to put it into action, right? You don't stick to the jungle. Koikva is now checking for any available opportunity to get in there.
100%. Go smoke with your 2 supports. I think your cores are not the safest. Our Boxy's a bit low, so yeah, just go smoke with them. Yeah. And bottom is not a safe place to smoke because there's nothing to get down there. There's no one with them. They have a ward, but they want to smoke to one of their heroes, so they're going to smoke top to maybe secure this area.
And who would you say sort of the dream catches? You know, which of these cores could you hurt the most by catching at this stage of the game?
Dream would be Skitter, but he shouldn't be in a position to get caught. He's going to be in the triangle. They know that. They're just going to try to catch whatever they catch. But yep, Milan, Invis, able to break that smoke.
Yeah, very nice positioning there from Milan. Total stop put to that play. As now Koikva has to clear the wave. They'll know that Orchid's down Storm. I mean, already they seem very prepared for those sort of movements from Liquid. You can now imagine that, you know, Mudgolem's going to be very careful and very prepared for Liquid trying to make these sort of plays this early.
Yeah. We see Fado goes on he used a smoke, not to fight, not to anything like that. He just smokes to ward. So he blocks the Ancient and puts down a Vision ward. so we can see, and I think everybody, all the people watching at home can tell that this was going to be a little bit of a slow one, but I think it's going to pick up pretty big around the 20-minute mark, you know. Once they get that one item after the Midas on the 2 cores, I think they're going to start actually running at each other, I hope.
Yeah, and when like 33 has his first one done, I mean, he's stockpiling gold right now, you know, 2,500 gold on the Visage.
Yeah, I mean, he had the veil,
the Orchid.
He switched because I think he just realized, he's like, okay, I can go for an item that actually influences the game more. You know, Orchid versus that Storm, no way to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, that's got to be the big thing, right? When you do see that the Storm has rushed the complete Orchid, you know that he is going to have that vulnerability, nothing to protect himself, and no teammates to do so as well. No real saves on Liquid's lineup. So Quakefer, as you said, if he does get caught out by Cold Snap into a silence, he's probably going to die in each of these fights. He's going to find a pick up, start things with a quick sip over towards Milan. Milan actually doesn't quite fall. He's got enough HP to live through it all, and it's actually Liquid that they have to start backing away. They are just unable to burst through the Lina.
The squishy Lina, they couldn't even bring her down. They're just afraid. It's that area, you know, they're very reluctant to actually full commit there. Those are like half committals because they don't know, you know, they just might pop out from the high ground. Boxi continuing to pressure bottom. But yeah, very far.
It's got to be a little bit frustrating for Quakefer, right? You know, you get this good Orchid time and you're looking, you're trying to find something, but you just can't quite find it quite yet. As mudgolems, it just seem to be very prepared for it. They're going to come out with the smoke themselves, mudgolems, as they move over. Okay. See if they can find Quakefer and Boxi inside mudgolems jungle right now. It's going to go to deep sweep.
They got the bounties. They're going to get at least 3 of them here, it looks like. Might even be able to catch someone off guard here. Boxi.
They're going to get 4 bounties.
They're actually going to get 4.
They're going to get all 4 bounties. Liquid just, they weren't looking at the timer. They didn't check the time.
Quakefer.
Cold Snap. He's able to get the first sip off to the side, and that'll be enough to make it away. Quite get the hit in after the Cold Snap in time, so Quakefer's free to escape. See up top. On target. If you manage to burst out faster, 33 won't quite get Tiger, but anyway, was little deep enemy territory. It was almost death was imminent.
He's just warding. That's literally all that's happened this game. Like Fada's just smoking to go put some wards down. He got another good vision ward down. They do have the sentry in range of it if they are aware that it's on the high ground there, but doesn't seem like they are. So he's just giving them information. He's just messing with the triangle. Like he keeps blocking the ancients, so they're actually denying a lot of farm from Team Liquid because of that. Even though he's dying as an enchantress, it's a 5-position enchantress. That doesn't count.
Yeah, you're totally fine with that.
Radiant structure.
Liquid getting a bit more active now as they do start to show their head in the middle.
They've acquired some items. Boxi, Vanguard, and a plate mail. He's feeling pretty strong now to front line.
Let's see what mudgolems can do to push them off this tower as they do turn up themselves with a full 5-man response. The side, trying to start things. EMP down to zone them out.
He whiffs it though.
But a step to the side. Boxi now trying to move straight back in. Tiger's going to go in for the dive. Follows it up with the egg. They're starting to back away from it. Potter will be grabbed and pulled back in range of the supernova. So Potter goes down. The rest of them able to still keep themselves safe to the side. Skip thrown in the stuns. Doesn't want to commit with the ultra. As Liquid will get the space to take down the tier 1 tower. Just at the moment, it seems, is with the full lineup, Liquid able to get away with just brute forcing these objectives, and mudgolems not quite having the team fight ready to go to tackle them head on.
Radiant are scanning.
That egg is always going to be a big issue in this game, I feel. They have the tools to kill it, you know, with that Lina, with that Grate and everything, and people who can actually focus fire it, but I really do feel it's going to cause so many problems because they don't have that big team fight to kind of match it at all on their team. They have to have, I mean, Tornado just can't whip his spells is one of the big things there too. He missed both the Tornado and EMP there, so. And we're seeing Boxi as a true frontliner, and he's going to be getting that big item that counters the Sven, that Aghanim, that he's kind of expecting that'll eventually happen. He's going to strip a Lotus Orb, so it's always going to be good versus Skitter. He's going to neglect to go for the Aghanims first, though. He's just going to go BKB.
Yeah, I mean, it's a necessity, and as you say, he's exactly at that point, right? He does go the Aghanim, so he's got to be very careful about who's charging around the team fight. So has to go for the safer route with his item build.
Yeah, doesn't want to get kited too much either. There's a lot he has to deal with still. Lots of magic damage and control coming from the Team Liquid side. Quakefer farming aggressively here. They spot him, but
it's just a hard catch. Control.
33 is charging with his Orchid. He has a haste.
Oh, if they can get the cold snaps, then maybe they can do it. But the right time with the Yule to get 33 in position. Silence is there to follow it up. They're killing him up with the Sunray, but not enough to outdo the damage coming out from the 3 members of Mudgolems. They finally are able to kill Quake for him for the first time this game.
I can't believe he stayed and went to go hit that camp. He has a ward. He saw the Visage literally just beeline through
they
the
have a
creep
ward.
wave,
Yeah, but
through everything with the haste, and then he goes to hit the camp. That was so greedy. I was so greedy.
Oh, Quake, what's he doing? He's not looking at the map.
Maybe he didn't see that he had an Orchid. Maybe he expected a different type of item. So he's like, oh, whatever.
He's had that. Well, he did say fully up for it though, so I'm not too sure how long maybe he had it purchased it. I mean, you're right.
He did have a ward, so he could have clicked. So yeah. That probably greedy.
Fodder with the one left behind here as Mudgolems do start to retreat from Liquid's triangle. And retreat they will. They get everyone else out of there. Again, another scenario where Fodder is the one. In fact, worth pointing out, of course, one of those beautiful games where Fodder is literally.
He's all the deaths.
He's literally the only one that's died on Mudgolem's side. 7 deaths on Fodder. I mean, this is he couldn't be playing it more perfect, right? This is what you do as position 5. You die for your team.
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not, right? Like, he's not giving up a lot. It's like 200 gold
He's not giving
here,
up a lot,
150 gold here. Blocks 3 ancient camps because he gives up 150 gold. You know, like very close game though. Very quiet, very like slow too. I mean, I feel like a lot of the games.
I mean, who's going to be feeling more comfortable with the peacefulness? Which of these teams is more like, oh, this is great, we're just farming?
I feel like for Liquid.
See around the bounty rooms this time around. Liquid will get themselves involved, get a couple. Skida's actually going to pop the God Strength, but now out of mana, so very hard for him to fight with this. Both his Midas and BKB ready to go. Does turn around and indeed make sure that he just does use the Midas. God Strength to no avail as there'll be no fight to be taken.
Sprites are with us.
And around the pit again, Fodder may looking to turn a 7 into an 8. Boxi, he's not going to commit. He's going to chase the Enchantress any further than he needs to.
Yeah, Liquid's just getting all the time to farm these pretty nice items. Like, sure, the Sven, he's the way to deal with that CK, but
is under attack.
They're just getting a lot on all 3 corners. It's just the Sven farming on one side. Yeah, Visage and Invoker are getting a little bit here, but not as much as the side of Liquid. And like we said, they have this X factor where this Phoenix always comes into play, where it's this humongous team fight that you don't have matched on Mudgolems. And Taiga, almost level 12, off to a good game.
I think, you know, there's definitely going to be some sort of urgency from Mudgolems to find some sort of action. I mean, when you do get this BKB earlier on in the build on the Sven, you would imagine that Skida, he does want to try and find opportunities to fight. He's still very strong, gets him with the BKB, this level 2 God Strength, does a lot of damage. But yeah, with as low as the action has been this game, there just hasn't really been those opportunities handed to Mudgolems where Liquid sort of overstayed their welcome on a push. You know, Sven's able to TP in, turn things around. It just hasn't happened. It's just been the creeps for Skida. There's not been any kills.
Yeah, it's just been an insanely farm-heavy game, right? Like 216 last hits on a CK and Sven. The CK has the same last hits as the Sven. You know, that's pretty surprising. The other two is 196 last hits.
So that is pretty insane.
Like,
I mean, I guess
very farm.
That's just Mickey doing Mickey things.
Yeah, very farm-oriented game. Liquid, the one of the high ground smoke breaks. Skida.
He's going to have a run away from this, but the telekinesis is upon him. Mickey over towards the side, takes that part straight away. Skida turns with the BKB, the God Strength. He's trying to go in over towards Mickey. Mickey starting to full load, backs up. Skida's going to go for the TP out. With the remainder of his BKB, will manage to make it away, but this, of course, is going to mean that he's going to lose many a teammate. As the Lina will fall, they'll catch 33 as well before he's able to TP out. And off the back of those 3 kills, Liquid can go straight into the pit. And this Roshan, it will be theirs. And now with a 4K lead, I think we are really starting to see, as you said, the fact that during this passiveness, Liquid, they just have the lineup that's going to benefit that a little bit more. A team fight win after Roshan. Now the game just suddenly looks rough for Mudgolems.
Tornado.
Immortality.
They can't even get the last hit there. Yeah, it's just feeling like Liquid has every tool they need here. It's so hard for them to catch these squishy heroes because Liquid has these bruisers in the front. You know, this Bristle and this CK are just sitting there. Sven can't actually get onto any of these squishy heroes, and then Taiga just gets a free chance to commit his egg. And it really is all because of those wards that they had up on the high ground. Smoke breaks, they know how to position themselves perfectly. Now Mickey has a BKB. Pretty much done.
So even without the BKB, it just Sven's damage output alone not enough to deal with this tanky CK. You know, 2700 HP, having the halberd as well, extra evasion, arm. It's not an easy target to kill, and you know that's not the hardest target to kill on the team. You know, there's also a Storm zip zapping around everywhere, and of course Boxi. He's a Bristleback, so it really does feel like there's 3 cores in this game for Liquid that unless mudgolems commit everything onto one of them, they're just not going to kill. Even at this stage where, you know, we're still just 23 minutes into the game, it's just the matchups, they just feel kind of awkward for mudgolems at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you have a quad 0-0-2 at 24 minutes in, it's a rough sign. This hero wants to be getting much more active when you go through this type of build here. Especially when you have a hero like Sven on your team too. You want to be making a space for him, just letting him do his own thing and farming. Sure, he's getting the space, he's still farming, but they're not getting, you know, Invoker's not getting much out of anything. No. He doesn't have heroes to play with because he has a Visage as his offlaner. He has to make rotations he just can't make rotations.
I mean, because that is the thing. When you look at this net worth right now, you see both Foreigner and 33 falling behind. That gap is not going to close when it comes to hitting creeps. You know, Storm, Bristle, CK, they're going to stay far, far ahead. So it has to be from the kills. It has to be from the plays. Mudgolems
top tower is under
got to
attack.
make some sort of move. If they don't, they're just going to continue to fall further and further behind in this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Fights will continue to get harder too. Boxi flexes stun at Skeeter.
Double damage.
Alarm. Put the stun onto Mickey. Mickey charging in up high on Quaker. He's going to zip straight through. Does get silenced. Cold snap has got Quaker. He may have overextended. That's the Aegis gone. May have just been a bit of a bait. We'll see what he can clean up with the second line. As they take down 33, the supernova comes out. They have the stun immediately onto Quaker. They're actually taking down the egg as well. Look at a second. They've already taken down 2 of them. Can they find anything more? The line strike. Hit down on the Mickey. Steven's in with the gun strike. They take out the CK. And now Boxi and Insane, they're the last 2 left. They're kiting at the Bristle. They get in position. They take him out. As just like that, a perfect response there from mudgolems. As Liquid, I guess the overconfidence was there. I mean, Quaker, he goes in. I think that first loss of his life, you know, that was part of the plan for Liquid. As we see as well, you know, Insane is trying his best to outplay the 2 of them, but he can't do so. He's going to fall as a team wipe. As they make the call, Quaker goes in, and then it does not go to plan at all for Liquid. They get wiped for.
I think this was the time where he played it's just too much aggression. He didn't let his frontliners be the frontliner. He actually was the frontliner as a Storm Spirit this time. So he jumps in past his CK and his Bristle can't get to him. And we see exactly what happened. He respawns right into a stun. And even though the egg is there, it's right next to Alina, who just used everything. And all the rest of the heroes are in a good position to actually just hit that egg. That's literally like the perfect situation there for mudgolems to turn that one around, because Quaker just overcommits there. Just plays way too greedy.
Yeah, definitely a rough play there from Liquid, I mean, without a doubt. And definitely a bit of a saving grace there for mudgolems. You know, as we said, that the pressure was on them to make a play, to make a move. And then Liquid, it's sort of the style we've seen Liquid do it before. They just hand it to them. They're like, oh, you're in trouble there. Here, have a team fight.
Yep, and it keeps a full solo crest to Bornikin. So he was level 15 with just a Yules and an Urn. Now he's all the way up to this. Now he has high level Alacrity with Exort too, so he can throw it onto the Sven with the solar crest. Now Skater's damage is gonna look much stronger.
Yeah, Liquid still holding the lead overall, but I mean, one more fight like that the Sven's able to live through, and you know, suddenly Skeeter is going to be an item or 2 ahead over any of the cores on the side of Liquid, and then yeah, he's a real problem. Then it is going to get to the stage where Skeeter in these fights is going to have the damage to just take out these beefier heroes. So Liquid's got to be very careful about making those sort of moves. One more move of that, and that's going to set the playing field straight again.
Yeah, I think if they just stick to their game plan that they were doing before, just like kind of play this farmy style, just let the CK and Bristle lead the charges. Yeah, they're still fine. They're still in a pretty comfortable spot with this 3K lead. It's still a good lineup versus the Sven. Just like you said, can't make another one of those big mistakes. And then the Sven, he gets another full item on top, and then his damage is just, it's actually there.
Radiant's bottom tower
With the
is
buffed
under
up
attack.
Invoker throwing everything on him.
What sort of way do you think Skeeter will go? I mean, he's getting the Ags, obviously, but then after that, what is sort of the... Is there any sort of big... Does he still go for like a Silver Edge, or is that not a necessity, really? Is there other things that are going to be better in his kit?
Why not? He's got the Echo anyway. Like,
yeah, just upgrade that next.
I think it just feels really good. You're playing versus the Bristle anyway.
Yep.
Break the Chaos Strike too. You know, I mean, it has its merits. It's just a good item in general too. To weave in and out of the fights and get positioning. So you could definitely see him go for that later on.
I'm interested to see what the play is going to be from mudgolems now. Is it, do they still go, right, we are behind, we're not going to keep up in farm, we've got to find kills, or do they cross their fingers and say, hey, look, Liquid, they brought one fight to us, let's sort of hope that they do that again, and not, to try and throw things away, getting too aggressive themselves.
It does look like they just want to. It looked like both teams were content with playing the farm game from the beginning of this game, so I think they're fine with it. I think they're just chilling. They're just like, all right. This is going to be a game of mistakes. Whoever makes
pretty much
a couple less is probably going to win this one.
30 minutes in, 9-12. Definitely, one of the lower amount of kills you're seeing some of these games this patch. Definitely gearing up to be one of those games where for side of mudgolem, you're looking towards this Sven. Everything's going to be on Skeeter's shoulders. They've got great ways to buff him. Lots of stuns as well to control the heroes of Liquid, while Skeeter's going to try and jump from target to target in the team fights. Liquid on their side, a much more well-balanced affair between their three cores.
Bounty. Maybe a fire on the bounty here. Boxi, he's going front.
Try and start things a little bit.
Not even a battle, they just look at... Come on. Everyone's just trying to be so efficient in this game.
I mean, I guess for mudgolems there, right, you don't want to commit on the Bristle.
No, of course.
Like, for them, they don't want to go, but... And I guess, that's the thing, right? Liquid, especially after that last play, you're absolutely right. They are just going to be like, well, we're just going to farm. And we're going to see mudgolems try and shake that up a little bit as they come in with the smoke and are ready to start to try and catch someone from Liquid off guard in the jungle. At the moment up here, we have Insania and Boxi in the lane. Do what they can grab, though. Already Insania's out with a blink. They're not going to be able to find him. He's out and away. Boxi at a very safe distance. Doesn't look like this smoke is going to find mudgolems anything for now.
It looks like they're knowing, though. They're like, these guys are just splitting up on the entire map. Like, there's a Phoenix showing in bottom lane. There's a Bristleback showing in top, and then we got a glimpse of somebody else near the mid lane. So they're trying to capitalize on the Liquid all just split up.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And now they got a good ward down too, so they're watching Boxi. And all the time during this, they're pinging Saga. They know that the Phoenix is down bottom.
Easy done. Okay, Bloodstone for Quaker. Some big items complete. Boxi starting to have a poke at mudgolems as they show themselves, and all the lads left behind it. Tried to approach from a different angle, but approaching from the top side didn't mean that he was in a completely isolated position.
They're trying to
nice
set up on
the
bottom.
The Bloodstone charges for Quaker.
Oh, nice. You had it before that one, or?
Yeah. I think so, right? It's up to 15. Start. Yep.
That is definitely pretty huge. I was wondering if he was going to go Ags early this game because he's playing with the Phoenix. So like,
yeah, I was thinking that as well. It would be nice.
Plus it, and he's got the talent that I see everybody taking out too. So he's not opting for it yet. He's got the BKB queued, but I think in time he'll get
after the BKB for sure.
So
I would be very surprised if he doesn't get the Ags after the BKB because you're right. It's such a good setup with the Phoenix.
Illusion.
Boxi going for the Abyssal. Have that extra setup and lockdown.
Yep.
And
easier to disable.
I'll see Skeeter actually he's not going to go for the upgrade for the Silver Edge for now. Just going up the Satanic.
Oh yeah, he does that lifesteal. Look at that. That's right.
Yeah, no Paladins this game for me, but
yeah.
We'll just have to say. I mean, as a Sven, what do you normally prefer? Do you prefer the Paladins or the Titan Sliver?
It's just a game.
What were you hoping to find?
I think for me it just depends on the game. It's like if they have a lot of stuns and stuff that you're actually concerned about, yeah, but
That's true.
otherwise it's just like you don't really care too much for the Titan Sliver. It's also like magic resist too, so if they have a lot of burst,
Yeah.
Titan Sliver's better in some situations.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Liquid,
Radiant's
just
bottom
like we said,
tower.
just farming. They're fine with this. They want to take it to
They
late
are.
game. They know that Sven's BKB is going to start ticking out, and it's just a Sven, like in a way, solo core, I guess you could say. So later it progresses, BKB goes down. They're going to double Halberd, eventually Abyssal too, maybe on 2 heroes. So yeah, they're just chilling.
Yeah, you can see it in the numbers as well. I mean, anytime there's no fighting happening, we'll see like just flying further and further ahead this game.
Yep. And that with this Phoenix now level 18. He's also got his own Lotus in a second too. So like we said, this X factor of team fight is just getting stronger and stronger. Like we said, they do have ways to kill the egg, but still causes quite problem compared to like let's say like Alina. I would just compare those four in some situations. Like Alina compared to Phoenix in these situations in this game, it's gonna leap and bounds the difference in the big fights. They're gonna smoke them.
I mean, they need to. They've got to find some action. Mudgolems. They know
Yeah,
that they're
look, Mick
falling
is just
behind.
Phantasm every CD.
Oh, I mean, this would be a dream kill, but not a kill that they're going to get. They pop the
Radiant's top
BKB,
tower
and the whole
is
play's
under
put to an
attack.
end. I mean, it is hard. It's very hard for Mudgolems to start some action. Multiple ways that Liquid can instantly just put an end to the move that Mudgolems are attempting to make.
Boxi committed his gold to the Abyssal. So now they have there's just so many different forms to messing with Skitter. He pops BKB, he can just, if he pops it at the wrong time, he can be Halberd during it, get Abyssal right afterwards, and then a Supernova. A lot of different things he has to worry about.
It's, again, I really do think this is just going to be one of those games where it's, Liquid can make this as long as they want it. Play it cool, no rush for them, for their heroes. At least that's how you imagine they feel, and I think from the play that we're seeing, definitely being shown here in this game, Liquid know that they can take this one pretty relaxed and safe. I mean, for the most part, we've seen Liquid just playing on their side of the map. They've got all the camps that they wish to farm. These mass sentries being laid down, making sure that the jungle is secure and unblocked.
He switched it up. Taiga switched from Lotus Orb, he's going Shivas, and also Sven bought the Silver Edge.
He did. Okay.
They got a Vlad's on Fada, so I think that was what he's like. Okay, you have lifesteal. Go for the Silver Edge so we can actually kill these frontliners. Otherwise, they can't kill the
that's
Bristol.
a good call. I mean, that's definitely a good call. The Silver Edge it just effectively makes that much of a difference, of course, with the break on the Bristle. The
They can
damage output.
actually get Boxy in some situations, but he's got a sentry down all in this area, so he's playing safe. Actually, 5 sentries in this area. And we see, yeah, like we said, Mick every single time because you have the CDR talent. You don't care. Hop your ult off CD, 64-second cooldown, push some waves, get that farm to continue to grow. Yeah, even the reality Rift Pierce immunity too, yeah. More things that this Sven has to worry about. Just pulling him around the fights.
I mean, I think we'll see Mudgolems. They're going to go for the Roshan.
Okay.
It has been scanned, but Mudgolems will do this very quickly with the AC, the God Strength. They're taking this Roshan down. Liquid, and they're going to have a chance to have a look in on this one. Boxy's time is forward, but they'll be able to hold him to the side with the Tornado. Roshan's down, Aegis will be secured by Skeeter. Liquid are still going to try and take the fight. Looks like Potter is again going to be the one offered up to the side, and Liquid as he's left behind. Chargers will fall. Can Liquid get anything more from this? They'll give themselves one of 33's familiars. Unable, by the looks of it, to actually close the gap on anyone else. 33 actually able to take down Insania's couriers. Insania was trying to use it to scout out on the front lines. They're able to do something. They get in, they get Roche, they get the Aegis. I think not for any other reason, but for a lack of having anything else they felt that they could do. But they do get it.
Yeah.
Still, though, you see on the gold, even though they get Roche and the Aegis, they're still falling further behind. And Liquid have now found themselves in a position to just start pushing in down the mid lane. They know how strong they are right now, and they're not really going to be too scared about this Aegis.
No, and they know that Sven used God Strength to kill the Roche that fast, and I think without God Strength, they have no damage in their lineup. So they know immediately, no God Strength, run around, they have freedom around the whole map.
Radiant's top tower is
And now
under
Mickey
attack.
also has a full heart finish.
Dire's top tower
Oh.
is under attack.
Yeah, they're just getting crazy amounts of farm, and everyone's just getting too tanky.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Taiga even up to 32 armor as he's sitting on that craggy coat.
Oh, mid lane. They're trying for Boxi. They're trying to make a go on him, but I don't think he cares. He's going to hold his ground, put the Minotaur horn, start to get some dudes sticking out onto the two of them. Now they're going with the zip. They managed to catch out Skeeter. Skeeter's still got the BK in the Aegis, of course, so no real pressure onto him right now. He's actually going to try and commit. Pops the Godstrength, goes straight across Overlord. Boxi going to have the damage. They've got the control of the light strike away. Boxi getting low. Boxi jumps over the fight. Missile. He's still alive. Kuzai's not enough to kill him. Boxi will live. Still surviving to the side. Finally they find him, but it's cost them the third sniper to Sven. Cutting down the one. It's going to be a buyback from Fighter. He knows he needs to come over to try and help Skeeter, but can't even get there in time. Skeeter just getting locked down by Mickey, Tiger, and Sania, and Quaker. As this Sven, oh, they haven't got detection! They haven't got detection!
Dust is on cooldown.
Oh, they haven't got detection. Skeeter actually able to live. He's able to walk away from Liquid. Still, good things to have happened there for Liquid for sure. They did lose Boxi, but the lead does continue to grow for them, and unlikely that mudgolems will be able to do anything with this 50 seconds that the Bristol is dead. But definitely a bit of a missed opportunity. They couldn't capitalize on taking out the Sven.
Aegis and Cheese fight, and you can't take the fight at all. You literally can only, you have to blow everything in the kitchen. You have to throw everything at him. Everything in the kitchen, sit onto this Bristleback to finish him off, and he almost survives during all of it anyway. I think that's really going to show what we're going to see in majority of these fights. The damage is just, it's just not there. They have too strong frontliners. The only way that mudgolems can do this is if they somehow can catch these backliners and then just make it so that they're outnumbering in these fights. But it really doesn't flick it. Like Taiga, he's just waiting. You see how hesitant he was in that fight? Just sat in the back, waited until it looked pretty decent, and then he jumps in, and it's a crescendo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they have I needed on the initiation. You can just, the insurance policy is mid lane. Quick catch onto the Invoker. Boron is out.
Gotcha.
Down for 80 seconds. Does have buyback. So, not to really see that changing the state of this game, especially with Poifer now hitting the 25 and also having completed Aghanim. So a huge power spike for the Storm yet again.
Yeah. That's going to be real nice for them, I believe. I think Insania also got it too, right?
That's for me.
Yeah, so Insania and Koik both have bags. Everyone just on their team just finishing up much bigger items. One plus item pretty much, it seems. There are 2 plus items on the side of mudgolems. Trying to pull the buyback. Oh, it's a 4,600 HP CK. And he also has the Spell Prism given to him, so Phantasm has a 15-second cooldown.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yeah, I think I might cooldown. Oh, yeah.
Of course.
61-second cooldown on that.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It really does seem like they just can't stop them.
Yeah.
This game is slowly but surely headed further and further in Liquid's advantage. Might stick around for the Rash yet. Now I'm going to see Skeeter try and go in onto the Bristle. But able to make it away there as he is glimmered, and of course puts a stop to that attempt from Skeeter with the Storm Hammer.
I mean, back up for 20 seconds and then re-go on the side of Liquid. If you know Godstrength's not going to be there. Just wait it out for another like 10-15 seconds altogether. And then smoke yourself. Yeah, exactly. They're going to do it. They can even, I think they can even just like jump into the base and look for them here at this point, because there's just no damage once this Godstrength is gone.
Dire are scanning.
Just a little spooky for mudgolems. I'm gonna make the quick jump. Okay, for Fighter first. Same time, Corpus gonna zip straight towards the back line. The BKB and the TPR is there for 33. The Warren is gonna be left behind. Silence comes out from Point. Will continue to control him. The BKB now popped. He's out for the Ghost Walk. Warren will make it away, but again, it's just
Radiant's
constant situations where it is just mudgolems running away from Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Never really being able to fight them. I mean, at this point, they're down 21,000 gold. Plus as well in terms of XP as well.
They're trying desperately to find any type of kills when heroes split up. You see Skitter, he actually just silver edges all the way to Insania, but yeah, Insania nukes the wave out and does a quick blink back. He'll be okay. And now his team is going to go start to join in. Quite for find himself a DD2. And yeah, they're looking for the fight now. Again, as they should be every single time. Long zip.
Quite fun. Oh, actually knows the BKB is still on cooldown for Boron here. Oh. See, BKBing himself there. As Insania, he's actually diving in first. I'm going to turn. Insania will die for this. That's something for my
Sorry, Insania. Your Stormhammer does not dispel the duels.
Hang on. Tiger. What up with the stun? Quite's going to zip across straight away. Look at the walking Invoker. Barney again. Oh, but he saved himself with the self-shield. 33. Plus the BKB. Barney push them up and definitely Skeeter. Going straight for the BKB. Trying to find a target. Does manage to get over towards Quite in trouble, but he's able to zip out just in time. Quite will live. Sven getting low. Can they get Skeeter out of here? They cannot. Boxi and McKay stay on top of him. Triple kill for McKay. Over to the side. 33 does manage to nuke down Tiger with the soul assumption, but at the cost of his own life, as Liquid will clean up yet again. Another team fight. Liquid continue to push themselves further and further ahead, as they just don't have the tools right now, mudgolems, it seems.
No, they do not. It really just does feel like Sven versus the world, and he just gets controlled super hard. He's just jumping around, trying to stick on these targets, but there's just too much for him to deal with, and for him just feel like Liquid. They're probably just supposed to put out pretty good here.
Yep, just in the tier 4s, ignoring the heroes. They're ready to take this one over towards the game 2. They're ending this game. Second tier 4 to be found. Number of buybacks are there. We'll see Liquid give a bit of respect as they put their BKBs and back away. They're happy to play this safe, avoid the potential fight here. Only 3 buybacks. Coronium might find a chance to catch one of them. You see an old talisman drop down as a bit of a peace offering there for Quite, but it won't be accepted as Boxi will pay.
He was trying to get the gem from him. He was dropping the note to get handed it over, but I don't think he had space for it at the moment. No gem pass off for you, Koifa. The rest of them will back away though. And they're at 30k lead. They're just gonna wait for that Bristle to come back.
Lead. Yeah. I think we just showed us that. The game's not over yet. The game's not over yet. Don't show us. There's still more action to be had.
That's exact.
Still more action to be had. It's very close to it. We have now. We've seen some crazy turnarounds in the past. Maybe. Probably won't be, but you never know. So what's a chance in Dota 2?
You know, you never know with Liquid sometimes.
Here we go. And Liquid coming in with the smoke. This could be a smoke that they end up regretting. You know, who knows? We'll have to find out.
Radiant's courier has been
it's the piece of the Ags.
Oh, poor old Sven. He walks up with the sentry. Oh, goodbye. He does not have buybacks. So actually
wait, I can't believe he woke up there. That was crazy.
I mean, maybe he's just ready to get into game speed. As oh, hang on, they killed Insania. They got a light strike onto McKay. Skinner's moving in. Look at the Axe takes onto the 2 of them, but the BKB's down. Oh, before the Halberd was there onto Skinner. Skinner trying to turn over towards McKay. He's going to lose it from Quite, but the BKB's there. Quite running away. Silence comes down to Skinner. The BKB wears off again. The Glimmercate does give some safety to Skinner. Actually going to keep him alive. He jumps over the top, and another Axe formation. Quite pulls in the 3 of them. 33 and Skinner are out of the game. No buybacks for them available as Quite look to clean up, trying to find the land. Fodder is able to get the hit with the Prince's Knife. Again, another Glimmercate keeping Fodder alive. But Milan has been found. Everybody apart from Fodder going down on the side of mudgolems. The 3 surviving members of Liquid should be able to close this one out. There we have it. GG is called. Liquid will take this game 1. 47 minutes in. It did go on for a little bit, but you can't help but feel this was sort of Liquid just taking the game at whatever pace.